Hi everyone, welcome back to World of Mate, the Partwork Wrangler, and today on the channel is Michael Schumacher build the Ferrari F1 2000, the Formula 1 World Champion in 2000. So, in this issue, we are going to be building, let's have a look at the back page, and we'll see what we're going to be building in this assembly. Now, we are going to be doing the front spoiler, so these are the parts that we are provided with, and we should end up with something that looks very similar to that. Now, one thing I have noticed is this magazine feels quite thick, so it feels like there's more like been put into this magazine. So that's our magazine, first things first. And next we're going to be showing you the little poster bit that we've got here. So as you can see, we've got this gorgeous, wow, that's a nice opening of this page here, which is build the legendary single seater. And as you can see, when we open it up, it's going to be your 1/8 scale model die cast ABS details. And then as you can see in here, it just goes into like the dimensions of it. So you've got things like the detail interior, high quality aesthetic details. This is quite a groovy little remote, isn't it? Look, activate the light and sound engine, startup sound, acceleration sound, functional rear light. And it's actually, I like the fact that it's red to merge in with that as well. The actual specs on this is going to be, there's the model dimensions, that would be 21.6 centimeters by 56.1 centimeters. And then as you can see here, these are the free gifts. So if you subscribe to this, you will get yourself what looks like 3 gorgeous posters, and then you will get yourself a second gift as the 1/24 scale replica, a magnificent replica of Michael Schumacher's Ferrari F1 2000 in 1/24 collector scale, an ideal edition to your collection. And then obviously finishing off with a gorgeous red cap, and then obviously if you upgrade to a premium service, you will get yourself a display case. This is something new. I think Van Home are bringing out. Some of their older collections I don't think come with a case, so it's quite nice to see them incorporating a little case there as well. And then obviously last but not least is our welcome to the collection. Just goes into how you can manage your purchases and subscriptions, checking the status of your packages. So if you want to check to see what upcoming issues you've got, or check the issues allocated. And then obviously you can look on the online portal. As you can see, the journey begins here. We know that you will enjoy this amazing collection as much as we did developing it. Ferrari F1 2000, Michael Schumacher. Okay, lovely. So this is where the fun part starts. Now, as you know, I did build this already on a live. I took down the live because it went horribly wrong. I actually got so wound up with it, I broke it in half. And I thought, this time round, I'm going to take my time on a pre-recorded video instead. So yeah, these are what we're going to start off with. So let's get the parts. Now the first things first, we're going to be getting our parts that we need, and it looks as if we're going to be using this part here. This is quite a lovely piece, as you can see, and it is got the word shell written on it. Looks rather nice. This is die cast by the looks of it, and then we're going to get that turned over so that we've got this part facing the top. And you can see here that what we've got written on here is we've got a hole here, and 4 holes with a hole in the middle. We're going to be using this gorgeous section here, as you can see, 1B, and we're going to be connecting the 2 parts onto here. So you can see that these ones here look like they've got a pinhole in there, and then obviously the other ones must be a screw hole. So theoretically this should just clip into position and basically snap into place, and you can hear that click going to perfect and as you can see, that is what that part looks like. Very slick, very nice design, and if you feel it raised up a bit, just give it another click. So that's that section there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get the M plate now. So the M plates consist of basically parts that look like this. You've got the words TIM written on there, and as you can see, we need the one that's got this part facing over this side. Now we will be supplied with a couple of screws here. We've got ourselves a NP screw. This is sort of like the Eaglemoss styling with the little bits in there. Back in the day, we're building the DeLorean. Eaglemoss would give you packs of screws with little cardboard cutouts of the letter of the screw, and yeah, it feels like the return of an Eaglemoss packaging here. So we've got MP, and we've also got ourselves NM. So NM is the one that we're going to use first of all. Now we are provided with this lovely screwdriver here. As you can see, it's got quite a long shaft on it with like a sort of middle sort of, it's like a lip bit here with a screwdriver tip. And we're going to get ourselves this into here. Now the screw hole that we're going to be using, it acts as two things. So you've got a pinhole, so that's what this little pin will connect onto. It sort of helps it to stay connected whilst we put the screw in, which is going to go through this hole here. So theoretically you'll end up with something that looks like that. So we're going to get the first screw, NM, and this is a tiny little screw. I tell you, this is absolutely tiny. It's so thin as well, and as you can see, that is what you're working with. It's absolutely quite a really small screw. So we're going to get ourselves this. Hopefully it's magnetized, but yeah, this is the part that we screw in, and this is where we've got to try and locate, got to try and locate the hole at the same time. I can see the hole just about there, and we're going to secure that in with NM screw. Okay, so hopefully that will go in. It feels like a very small screw. Sometimes when they're this small, I sort of think, are they going to actually hold it on? Because when I was doing this live the first time round, I had a really big problem with trying to get these to secure. So as you can see, this is a really thin screw, and I just think that it's not going to really hold that on, as you can see there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten this up a little bit more as best as I can. But you see, it's just, it doesn't feel like it holds it. So I mean, that's as much as I can probably. Let's take that out a minute and see whether we can do something about that. Very, very small screw here, so just straighten it up a little bit more. Feels like we're getting a better grip with this bit here. Yeah, let's try that bit. That feels a lot better. And yeah, I just feel like this doesn't hold it on. If you're building this as well, do let me know, because the problem, I do feel like this is the wrong type of screw for this build, because the problem you've got is that head is like getting countersunk in the part as well, and still that is fairly loose, but we'll carry on as well. But right, that's as much as I can turn that on now. Having said that, it fits, it's on there perfect now, but sometimes when you get a screw that sort of gets sunk in with the part, you feel like it's not going to hold it, but having said that, it has worked. So what we now got to do is do the whole thing all over again. But before we do that, we're going to be getting another section now. This is part 1G, and 1G looks as if it's this part here. So this part, again, very similar design with two pins, and this is going to be going into the two bigger holes here. Your smaller holes are the little pins that help to put it into position. Now we're going to use an NP screw for this one. We're going to pop ourselves, it's only showing the one screw, but I'm going to pop myself an NM screw. Will go through, well actually we don't need an M for that bit at the moment. It looks as if it's all going to be plastic screws for the minute, so we'll get ourselves the MP for plastic. Now, you see, doing it, I don't know why we had such a problem when I did it live, because it seems to me when you pre-record it, you seem to get it done perfectly, but yeah, I don't, now why couldn't this have gone perfectly on our live? Because I did do, if anyone watched that, I got really wound up with it. And I got so frustrated with it, I actually broke it in half deliberately. So yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, they've said MP, but I think 3 MPs in this would work fine. But we'll just see what we can do on that. I just want to double check that. And we'll put the M flap in together with an MP screw. So yeah, I reckon we've done that pretty good. As I say, there is 2 more holes. It doesn't look like we're going to screw them, because as you can see, if you look very carefully, they're actually pins, so you only really need to go through the middle hole, because although it looks like it is a screw hole, it's not. It's actually a pin to help it on. So now that this is on, looking lovely, that will bend up slightly until we've got the other end plate on. It does now mean that we can now put this section on here. So what we can do here is we can then put this little part into position. I'm just trying to think where that went. That goes into there, that goes into there. Yeah, okay, so would sit something like that. Now I want to get the MP, sorry, the NM screw in first, because that's the most heaviest bit, so I want to get that in first. So I'm going to get my screw, load it up, and then I feel like if we get that bit on first, it will give it like a little seat so that we can secure that in, because then it can hold it up like that. So what we'll do is we'll plonk that in there. I mean, you could put the other holes in like that so it helps it as well, and then we'll just alter that a bit. So we'll bring it up slightly just to align that hole, and then just, yeah, that looks like it's on beautiful. Just to align this hole up slightly here, that can go through here, and obviously we'll connect that all up. Wow, the colours on this are quite lovely indeed. Really beautiful colours. Seems to me Fan Home have got some sort of racing theme going on at the moment, because we've had obviously Red Bull, we've had the Ayrton Senna, and now we've got Michael Schumacher. So they seem to be doing some sort of race collection going on at the moment with all different famous race car drivers. Do you know, this brings back memories. I think it was D'Agostini. It might have been their sister company, Model Space. I mean, Model Space has folded now because they've moved everything into this Fan Home thing. But they used to do, I'm sure it was a car very similar to Red Bull, but you actually could drive it around the track once finished. Might actually have been the Red Bull, and then perhaps they've relaunched it, but I'm very happy with the progress on this. So let's just get our next screw, which is an MP screw. And again, as I said, it may look like you've got 2 screw holes here with a third. These ones on the outer side, so these 2, they're just plastic holes. Because what they do, well, they're not plastic holes, but they're holes, but they hold the pins. So you just put the screw through. Whoops, dropped my screw. Luckily I've got another spare. But yeah, these are tiny, tiny, tiny screws. Look at that. It's absolutely tiny. And then what we will do is we will plonk it into this gorgeous section here. So you see, now that's connected, it gives me a little bit of a seat so that I can put that down, and then if I wanted to, I could just screw it in from here, and you see I can just pop that into there. I like to hold it anyway, but it will secure all that up into position. So that looks really lovely, doesn't it? Now it's about to get a little bit fiddly now, because once that's all, I'm really happy with that. Wow, look at that. And then it would just sit like that. It feels quite heavy as well. That's really lovely. So obviously remember, it can't all be metal because it needs to have a balance of weight and stuff. So now what we need to do is we now need to check out these little parts, because this is 6B, which is a lower edge end plate apparently. So I'm assuming it's these parts here. We've got another one that we've got. Where's the other one gone? I think that's the one that fell on the floor. Yeah, here we go. Now these parts here, they do have very tiny, it's just about there, it's got the letter R. I don't know if you can see that, but you'd have to really zoom up on that to see that. But and then we've got one that says L written on it. So the one that we're going to do is we're going to use the obviously 1I and 1J, which is the F lempate lower L. So if we turn that round that way, it should be near enough. 1I is going to be L and Y, so near enough, something like that. Okay, so it looks like we've got little pins here, and then what will happen is they want the black bit going in first. So for example, it will be, these will just slot onto these pinholes here, because these pins will feed through here basically. So yeah, it looks like these just plonk on the top somewhere like that. But I reckon that's probably that side, because yeah, that's a better fit. Yeah. Okay, so we just, you could put glue on there if you wanted to, but whoops. Yeah, oh, that fits lovely. Oh wow. Oh, I like that. That's gorgeous. Oh, that clips on really lovely. Wow, look at that. And that doesn't fall off. That gives it a lovely flush sort of edge to it. Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, as I say, you can put glue on there if you wanted to, but I'm finding that this works really lovely. So I'm just going to try and feed that up again onto this little part here. Whoops. Okay, lovely. And then just pop that bit on there like so, so that it's nice and flush. I mean, there is a, you can see the pin sort of this side, but yeah, wow. Oh, that's stunning. Really happy with that. Okay, lovely. So then what we need to do is obviously get these little parts here. This is like the fins. They call these the fins. So imagine a shark's fin. Just check and see if there's a left or a right. printed on here. I can't really, it's like a little thing there, but can't really see anything that says that. But yeah, so if we turn it round, basically the blue bit will marry up with the bit that says Tim written on it, so it looks as if these slot like that and hide them holes. Wow, very, very cool design this. Wow. So very gentle push on there and slurp. Now a lot of these parts seem to be push fit connections. Now we do know that sometimes they just have a habit of falling out, so you can, if you wanted to, put some glue perhaps on the end of these and put them in if you wanted to, and pop them on there. I mean, this one here doesn't look like it's really got a pin on it. This one's a little bit of a short pin, but we'll get them into 1, 2 and 3 and pop them into, yeah, just checking that, good. And just basically put them in there. My nan would love this because she loved my Michael Shumacher. She had a photo standing, well, she actually met him and had a selfie with him, so she's got a photo of her with that. So right, okay, so the next bit what we have to do, this is going to be a very small job here. We've got some decals we need to fit. I'm still concerned as to where this part here goes, because if we missed a step, I don't know where this part's supposed to go, because unless it was supposed to fit under there, and then we've put that on, no, it's supposed to go there, isn't it? So why, I think they've missed this out, you know, because as you can see here, that was the first plate we put in. But then over here, it doesn't really say to put that black strip in. And then it sort of jumps to that. So I think they've forgot to tell us to put that in. So I think we need to just, I think I'm just going to plonk that in there then. How strange. Unless they told us on stage, like the first bit, but I'm pretty sure that was only the first bit on that part. So, yeah, wow. Okay, so I've actually left these in the other room, so I need to go and get them. Now I can see this being quite a fiddly job because these are absolutely tiny. So yeah, but basically what it wants us to do is we've got to somehow, yeah, we might need some tweezers for this, pointy ones, they should do it. But basically we've got to somehow take this off. Just trying to see if it's okay. Yeah, basically I think these are just, I don't think they're decals as such, they're sticky pads to allow us to put it looks like they want it on there. Okay, yeah, basically these are sticky pads because they will stick onto the side here. Now the problem we've got is we've got to try and separate it, but then also pull off the double-sided bit on it as well. So you want to have it on the flat side, so something like that, and then somehow we've got to peel this off here without peeling off the bit that we just peeled on, because we've got to try and, this has to stick onto here, you see. So oh, I see, yeah, okay, so I think we just pull this back, do we? Yeah, so then you have, you see your sticky pads. So this, and it should have a, you see, let me just pop that there a minute. You should have a letter L and R written in there. So as you can see, that's the right side. Now, I don't think it really makes an awful lot of difference where you put it, because obviously left and right, I'm right-handed, so I would put the right that side. So yeah, I don't think it really makes an awful lot of difference where you plonk it, but yeah, so let's pop that into position, and that's going to go into, oh, I think it will just sit there. So they want it sort of like the pipe bit, as you can see here, the pipe bit sort of faces on the bigger side, and then obviously just do that all over here again. It's quite a lovely issue. Quite a lot to do in it. So this has a bit of green written on it, I'm not entirely sure why, but yeah, it's quite a lovely issue. Okay, lovely jubbly. It doesn't have to be on there perfectly, as long as the sticky bit's on there, and then obviously we can, is that peeling that up yet? Okay, lovely, that's that bit, cushy. And then we'll just plonk that. And that looks like it's gonna go somewhere like that. Wow, what a lovely issue. I mean, I suppose they could really use the magnet, but that brings us to the end of that, as you can see. And if you do want to get this for yourself, check out Fan Home. As you can see, they just sit on the edge like that, and then you've got a bit like that. So that's issue 1 of Build the Ferrari, brought to you by Michael Shumacher. And well, it's actually brought to you by Fan Home, but it's based on Michael Shumacher. Issue number 2 will be coming up tomorrow, where we actually get a little bit of a nose column bit that connects on here, so that's going to be a really fun issue. But if you want to get this for yourself, head over to Fan Home and subscribe now. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, share, subscribe on the way out of this video, and I'll see you tomorrow for issue number 2 of Build the Ferrari F1 2000, Michael Shumacher, the Formula 1 World Champion in 2000. Bye bye for now.